investments of things besides home education curriculum products that are good for little kids. And we've got 5 more, I think it is, to chat through this time that are time-tested, toys and investments and gifts for older kids. So why don't you go first and start with one of your favorites?
So we had one of our children fell in love with origami when they were quite young. And then I realized that it was a wonderful way to keep his bum on a chair when I was reading. So we invested in a lot of origami, and then it moved into sort of your 3D puzzles, all the Rubik's cubes. I mean, we growing up back in the 70s and 80s, we just had that one square traditional Rubik cube, and that then spawned a whole lot of different ones. And eventually he had even a little teeny tiny one that he would play with. And, and that was just such an amazing thing. It really is a brain teaser. And I suppose other things like your Sudoku books and that sort of thing, very good to stimulate the brain in a fun way that nobody would, we can't tick a block on a schedule and say, oh, we did that, but just such good brain food. That was one of the things that came to me when we put our list together, and I thought, yeah, that's a good one. And you?
You just reminded me of one that grabbed me when I was a kid, and maybe it'll be a bit mundane for some kids nowadays, but it was the old game of Mastermind. Also, where you just had to think and figure out and use logic to work out the solution, crossword puzzles and things like that. And then, of course, our traditional board games.
Yes.
And I mean, nowadays there's some fantastic games that have come out. When I was a kid, it was like Monopoly, Cluedo, and Scrabble and chess. I think that was about it. But now there are these real strategy games and games that can really get you engrossed in them for hours, and the whole family can join in. Money making games, or financial skills, all kinds of different board games. So I think those are always a good investment. And we've also got some great South African ones on our website, so let's just pitch those as well. A great new one about the Anglo-Boer War in history for Afrikaans families is really great, and then our other sort of general knowledge type of games are also good ones. And then I think sport equipment is never a waste.
For sure. And in our list of things, we had boogie boards and swing ball and that sort of thing. And I was thinking back to I used to work with my son in his little business at the market, and we would be there on a Saturday morning, and I would see all these people who just come in from the beach. They'd been out swimming and whatever, and I was like, oh gosh, and here I'm standing. And I remember going home after one of them and saying to my husband, please go and buy us 3 boogie boards, because we are going to start boogie boarding. And that was about 10 years ago, and it was so much fun for the whole family just to get involved in doing that. No, okay, granted, not everybody's got a beach on their doorstep, but that sports equipment, if it's not just the kid going and doing a sporting activity, also is a lovely way to pull the family together around a hobby. So all of those things, your swing ball, boogie boards, setting up a volleyball, cricket sets, great stuff for bonding in the family.
Even fun things to have at a braai or a picnic with other families. Baseball or cricket bats. I can remember the times when you guys joined our family at the beach and we all played cricket. It was great fun, just a social thing to do, but we all out there in the fresh air and the sunshine. It was really good.
100%.
And then, of course, books is always on our list. Big bookaholics.
It is. And then also, I was thinking in terms of books as well, there were each of our children had different interests, and my mother, for one of their birthday gifts, bought them a subscription to a magazine. So for our one son, it was Popular Mechanics. The other one, it was Horrible Histories. Then that Ideas magazine for lots of arts and crafts. So each of the children got that the one year. And that was such a lovely gift for them, because they would anticipate it in the post back in the day before it wasn't all digital. But books, 100%. Somebody said to me the other day, they live on a farm far away, And it costs them so much to go through once a week to just stock their daughter up on, because she's a bibliovore. I mean, she just cannot get enough of the written word. And that was one of the reasons why she chose Footprints, just because they can then have this library in their home. And then the last thing that I thought about was musical instruments for children, that not because they've just said their first little tra-la-la, you know, when they're little. We don't have to rush out and buy them everything. But if they're starting to show an interest, because it's sort of like a top-end toy, it's more expensive than toy. It's more expensive than other things like a Rubik's Cube. But keyboard or guitar or digital drum set. My son had a ukulele that he loved as well. He actually bought that himself. I didn't buy that for him. But, you know, there's so many weird instruments out there for the kids to dabble with.
Great. I think that's enough for this little chat. Hopefully it gives people inspiration of other things to invest in for their